in class now. Um, so I don't think we'll be able to get to I'm just gonna like review some of the stuff we did and type in chat like if is anyone here in APCS or APCSP right now? Hmm. Okay, I guess no one is. Okay, I guess no one is in APCS or APCSP. So I don't think we need to do anything with like recursion and that stuff yet. So I think I'm gonna just review some of the basics again. So, okay. Okay, so which one of these is the correct syntax to print hello world in Java? And when you have your answer, just type it in chat. Okay. Seems like most people are getting the right answers, so probably give like another minute or so for this. Mhm. So pretty much most people said D, which is correct. In Java, it's just system.out.println. If you want ln is if you want a new line, but if you just say system.out.print, it's just gonna print the line, and then whatever you print next is just gonna stay on the same line. So just remember ln means it's gonna print like another new line to start at. Okay, so for which one of these is the like correct syntax for comments? I feel like this one's a little bit trickier because there could be more than one answer. Okay, so a lot of people said A. Okay, yeah. So most people are saying A, I think. Hmm. Okay, I think this one is, yeah, A is correct, but technically you can do B as well. So wait, I'm gonna try to show like, if you do like this, and then okay, like yeah, if you want to do like a block comment, you can do like you can do B, like so you just do like slash star and then star slash after that, and that is like a block comment. So line comment is double slash, like, but yeah, both those actually do work. So A and B is technically correct. And yeah, you do need the ending thing. So yeah, like I showed. So actually, maybe it's better if I just use Eclipse. But yeah, if you do the block comment, you have to like put something at the end, which I can show. So yeah, like here, this is a block comment. So like this one, you just like put like slash, then star, and then at the end is like star slash again. That's for the block comment. And like normal comment is just like this, like where you like have two slashes. Oh, okay, this one is which data type is used to create a variable that could store text, like if you write something like a word. Which one of these types? I think most people are saying D. Um, yeah, D would be correct for this. So it's not C. C, some people might think C, but like it has to be D. It has to start with a capital S. And like, cause that's because like reference variables usually like strings or oh wait, no, let me think. Yeah, like for like string, it just has to start with the capital S. But then for example, like things like int or like short and stuff like that, it starts with like lowercase. Because string is like an object or like a reference variable. So that's also why if you make the wrapper class for an int is like called integer, but it's like integer, like the I is like capitalized because they're like reference variables. Okay, this one should not be very hard, but there's like I think there's like more than one way to do this, but yeah, how do you create a variable with the value 5? Okay, yeah, there can be more than one answer for this, so yeah. Okay. So some people said B, but I think Lucas is right. Yeah, it's like B and D because you can do like I have to like try to show. Okay, so we can say like int x equals 5. That works, but you can also do like float. Oh shit. Do yeah, so you can say int and float, and it's because like a float like an int can be a float. So wait, like the order of the containers or oh yeah, D works because like floats can they can like store like an int just like I forgot how many I think int is like 4 bytes or something like that. Or like I don't know, but like they like a int can be a float, so like a double would store the greatest amount of numbers or like the greatest amount of like bits or something, and then float is like second biggest, and then long, and then int. So like an int can be a float. Like you can have an int be a float, but you can't have like sometimes you can't have like a float be an int if it's like too big or something like that. But yeah, like B and D work for that. Which method can be used to find the length of a string? Yeah, so which one of these do you think is the right answer? Hmm. Okay, so two people said A. I guess, I'll just like wait for some more answers as well first before like going over it, I guess. It seems like a lot of people answered. So some people said A and then some people said B. So yeah, Lucas is right that B is from Python, so B is not an answer, and then C isn't for like strings. I mean, technically, yeah, get length if you made a method called get length and then like it got the length that would work, but I think this is just saying like the actual like name that like usually what people use, which would be D, like just like doing like string dot length is correct. So usually it's D, but some people like make a getter method or something and then they just call it like get length or something. But yeah, like the answer for this is just D. Like for example, I'll show in here. You say like string, then it would be like s dot length right here. So yeah, it would be s dot length, and then that just like returns the length. So yeah. So D is the right answer. And then okay, so the value of a string variable can be surrounded by single quotes. So this is like saying, can you say like hello, like make a string that just says hello and then have it surrounded by single quotes instead of double quotes. So like which do you think this is false or true? Okay, so a lot of people are saying true. I'll wait for a few more people to answer before going over it, I guess. Okay, so for this one, it's actually false, but I know why a lot of people said true. It's because in Python you can do just single quotes, but in Java I'm pretty sure it has to be double quotes, unless I'm wrong. But let's say we do this. Yeah, it doesn't work in Java. You have to have double quotes in Java, but in Python you can do single quotes and double quotes, but in Java this is false. Yeah, so this would be false. Okay. Okay, so which one of these? Oh, okay. So which one of these do you think returns the uppercase letters? Like which one of these methods is the right syntax? And you could just take a guess, or you could just search it up, to be honest, but yeah. I'm gonna wait for like a few more people to answer and then I'll go over it. Okay, so yeah, I think C is the right answer. So like there's also kind of way to like tell because usually in Java, like a lot of things like method names and stuff like that are usually written in camel case. So camel case is like where the first word is like lowercase, but then the words after like the first letter of each word after is uppercase. So this is in camel case. Like it probably wouldn't be B because most things like when people write like method names, they don't write it like this. They write it in camel case for Java. So that's how you know it's like probably this one. And it could be this one, but it's just C if you like search it up as well. So yeah, the answer would just be C. Hmm. Oh, okay, so for this one, which operator can be used to compare two values? Hmm. Okay, so most people said C or D. The answer is D because first of all, C, this is not like something in Java. Like there's no equality operator that looks like this. Um, there's there's like less than, like for example, there you could say like if like x, oh shoot. You could say if x is less than 5, this would be valid. Or you could say less than or equal to, or wait, greater than equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, or equals means like they're comparing. Because if it's like one equal sign like this, that's just assignment. So they're assigning 5 to this, the value 5 to y, but equals is actually comparing it. So that's like the difference. So here, the only valid answer is actually D, because B is an equal sign. That's one equal sign. So that's just assigning. So that's an assignment operator, which is not equals. And then this one is not valid because this is like two like signs like together, like that doesn't exist. This one is not valid as well. This does not exist. Like there's no like two signs that are just like together. You have to have them like apart, like one of these, not like two of them together. So the only answer is D for this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, this one is saying to declare an array in Java. What do you use to define to declare the array basically? Like if you're making an empty array, I guess. Or something like that. Like to declare, yeah. Wait, to declare, okay, yeah, so this is declaring, this is like saying like when you're like typing like new like array something equals like when you're just like declaring it, not when you're like initializing it. Okay, so like two people answered. Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna wait for like some more answers. I think only 2 people answered so far, unless, oh, never mind. I think more people did answer. So for this, I'm pretty sure it's just C, because like they're saying when you're declaring an array, like defining the variable type. So A works when you're like doing, I'll show an example. So let's say we say like new int. So this line is, oh shoot. Let's see. Okay, so this is like saying that you're making an array and then the size is gonna be 3. So yeah, you have to put a size, otherwise it gives you like an error here, but yeah, like, so when you're saying like this is like how you like say the array type basically. You have to say like int or like whatever you're gonna have, like whatever you're having, and then like the bracket like this, and it's like a 2D array bracket, and this is for like the rows, like the size for the rows, but not the columns if you do that. So yeah, it would be square brackets. But then if you're like saying like, oh, you can also say like int yeah, you can also like you can like make an array like this way, but and then for like when you're actually like making the array, you would have to use like the curly brackets. But like the variable, like for the type, it's like the square brackets. Like an array is like just represented as these like two square brackets and then like your type that's gonna be in there. So yeah, C would be correct for this. Which method to use? Okay, so which one of these do you think is correct? For which method can be used to find the highest value of x and y? Okay, so I think a bunch of people said C. Oh wait, no, a bunch of people said A. So 2, 3, 3 people said A. I'm gonna see if wait for some more answers first, I guess. Okay, so the answer, most people said A, and the answer is A. So, it's just math.max, and like in Python, there's also a similar thing. There's a max and min function, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's just A. If you also just search up like math.max Java, like it'll pop up for you. So yeah, the answer is just A for this. But you don't really need to memorize this stuff because you always just search it up. So. Oh, okay. So, this is saying how do you start writing a while loop in Java? So, which one of these is correct syntax? Like, you could also try just typing this in Eclipse or something and see which one works. Okay, so quite a few people said A, but some people said D. So the answer to this is actually D, I'm pretty sure, because I can like show you right now. So while x is less than y. And then yeah, you could say like so yeah, you don't actually need curly brackets in Java for like stuff like that, but it's just like better style to add the brackets because then it makes it more readable. So you don't need the curly brackets, but I am pretty sure that you do need the parentheses. Yeah, so you do need parentheses, but you don't need the curly brackets. But you should still include the curly brackets because it makes it more readable, but you could just write it like this. This would work. So the answer is D. D is the answer for that. So which statement is used to stop a loop? There are actually multiple answers to this, I think. Or yeah. So there could be more than one answer to this. So I think a lot of people are saying A. So A would be correct, but also C works as well. So like C, if you just say return, then you just return from the method just ends there and like you return whatever you're gonna return. You also return nothing. So I'll show an example. I'm muted. Okay, so basically I was saying that for this, both A and C work. So if you do A, then it breaks from the loop and you break out of the loop, and then we'll continue with whatever code you have like down here, for example. But if you do return, then you will break the loop, but you also break from the method. So like the whole method just ends there. And then you like you get out of the method. So whatever's here wouldn't get executed. But so usually you would just use break unless you're like unless you want to return out of the whole method, but A and C do work. Spend 10 minutes for a Java application that we use in our sort of Let me print it out. I don't know if you guys learned array lists, but yeah, I don't think it even like goes over here, but it's saying to spend some time to write a program that's going to use an array list to store 5 user inputs. So I think you can do this with an array. So it says after you get all the 5 user inputs, sort the input ascending in the array list. So it's saying like have it in increasing order and then print out the array list. So You can do this with an array, so I think I'll give some time for you guys to try doing this with an array, or I'll just show you how you could do this with an array list and an array after. But I'll give like 10 minutes for people to like, actually, I don't know if we'll have enough time. So I think I'll just show, I'll ask in the chat. Because I don't know if you guys know like how to make an array yet, so maybe I should just like show it. I'm guessing. Okay, I guess I'll just show how to do it. So using an array, which I think is, you can do it with an array list or an array list. So array or an array list. So let's say it's saying use an array to store 5 user input. Okay, let's make it with an array. So let's say it has, let's just say they're integers or ints. So let's say and then we know it has to have a size of 5 because they said 5 user inputs. So then we need a scanner. So I think this will get the input. I mean, I just like pronounce something that's gonna say input, then you type it in. So then we'll say like int x1 equals. Playing music. Okay, so then int x2 equals sc dot x. You can also do this with like a for loop, I guess. And then trying to, I feel like it'd be easier to do this with the for loop. Int x equals x. Oh, right. The list of I equals x. So it should add it every time. Oh, shoot. Okay, I don't know why that happened, but okay. So then it should be printing out the values. I'm just gonna first test that we do work. Yeah, okay. So it added each time I like typed it, it like added it to the array. And then okay, so it did add them. So now it says to sort it in increasing order. So I think that's Well, I don't think we need to worry about that for now because I don't think you guys will even get to that part. Could do it on your side. I'm gonna show like how to also do the array list because that's what's asking first. So I think I should do that. And then I'll just like uh new and then I'm figuring out the findings from this one. Okay, so far I'm just showing like how you would add it to an array. Like, oh my god, why is that? So like for an array, you would just like assign it like this, but for an array list, it's like adding. So like it'd be like oh for it's less than 5 because you know we're gonna have 5 inputs. So and then 5 plus. And then it will be wait, list dot add. I guess I should. So this is how you would add it to an array list. Because array list has the add function. Okay, and then yeah, so then it would just do this, and then you can like just print it out. Like for an array list, you would just use like an enhanced for loop or like a for each loop. So you can do like in so basically what this is saying is like the type is integer because array lists this is kind of annoying to explain, but so when you do a for each loop, each thing, this is like integer, which is a type of object or like a reference variable. So you have like the type here, and then like you can name it whatever here. And then the name of the list, like the iterable thing that you're trying to like iterate through. So in this case, you have an array list. So this is the array list is called list. So we're iterating through list. And we're iterating for each integer x in the list. And then we're just gonna like print out x. So yeah, that would do that. Okay. Something is not working and I don't know what it's. Okay. I think my computer is just dying or something, but like um yeah, this should work. So it's just gonna like first do a for loop that like iterates from 0 to 5 because it's asking for the like oh that's okay. Yeah, it's asking for like the thing and then we'll just like do it like 5 times asking for your like input and then it like adds it. Nice. It's like something valuable. Mhm. I do not know what happened to the console, but yeah, it should work. So if you do this, yeah, it should add each thing to the array list and then it should like print it out. I feel like there's something wrong with my internet as well. Okay, so yeah, and then you don't really have to worry about the sorting right now because I feel like that's kind of getting more advanced. There's different sorting algorithms you can use and stuff like that, or you can just like sort it like linearly kind of. But yeah, I don't think we need to know that for now. So this is I'm gonna review the methods for now, I guess. So I said like last time, methods they have the syntax is there's an access modifier. You have like public, private, default, protected. Public is like you can access this method anywhere in the program, so it doesn't matter what class it's in. Private means private mean you can only access this within the same class. Protected means you can I think means you can access like within like subclasses in the classes. Default means package visibility. So anywhere in the package, you can access this method. And yeah, so usually people like don't want to make their methods public because that's like dangerous. So usually like you want to make your methods like private or like protected or something. And then the next thing here is the return type. So we can return whatever, like int, boolean, string, like pretty much anything. It's just like whatever you're returning. Or it can be, if it's void, like void, it means it doesn't return anything. So you don't return any like thing from the method. Then this is the method name. So this method is called max. You can name it whatever you want. And then this is the parameters for the method. So we have like a variable or like we have a parameter that's called x and it's like a type int. And then we have an int that's called y. These are just the parameters that you like send in. And then this is the method body. You can write whatever you want and then like you close it with the curly brackets. So a method signature consists of the method name and parameter list. Yeah, return type exceptions are not considered a part of it. So yeah, this is basically what a method signature is. So it's just the name of the method and the parameters. And when a parameter is passed into the method, it's then called an argument. Okay, so there's two types of polymorphism. So polymorphism just means like ability to do many different things. So for example, like you can have a method that method overloading means that there's like more than one method in the same class that can have the same name, but it has to have different parameters. So that's a form of polymorphism. So here, this method is an overloaded method. You see, like, they all have the same name. They're all called my method, but the difference is that they have different parameters. Although there actually could be some complications with this because ints can be a float technically, so there would be some confusion with these two methods. But yeah, they're all like the same name, they just have different parameters. This is another example. They're both called getSum, but they accept different parameters. But this can also cause some confusion because ints can technically be doubles. So this is how to call a method. You need to first, if it's like a non-static method, you do have to create an instance of that class and then call the method. So for example, this one, the class is called MyCL. The class is called First Java. They had to make an object of that class first to call the method. However, if the method is static, you do not need to make an object of the class to call the method. So, let's say, like you have a static method, like if it's a static method, all you need to do is just like you can just do like the class name and then dot like the static method name. But if it's not a static method, you do have to make an object of that class to access it. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Okay, we don't really need to know too much about that for now. Okay, so static method, a static member is a member of a class that isn't associated with an instance of the class. So the way to think about it is that static means that it doesn't have to do with the class itself. So, I mean, it doesn't have to do with the instance of class. So like each class is like one copy of like a static like method or like a static member. So you can access like static variables without like making a object of the class first. But then if it's non-static, it's called an instance method because each class has its own copies. Oh my god. Each object has its own copies of like instance methods and instance variables. But for a static, like there's only one copy for like the whole program, basically. Yeah, so every individual object created from the class has its own copy of instance methods. Static methods can't be overridden, but they can be overloaded. Which you probably don't know what overriding is yet, so I don't think we need to look in that too much. But that yeah. Okay. These are just more of the differences. Instance methods can access the instance method and instance variables directly. Because if you think about if you have a static method, how does that method know like the instance variables and stuff? Like it's not associated with the class itself. So it can't actually know the instance variables. Because remember how we can call a static method without making an object of a class. So that means if you do that, if you like call a static method just by the name and like you don't make an object, then how would it know what the instance variables are? It wouldn't be able to tell. So that's why that's the difference. Static methods don't know like the instance variables or instance methods pretty much. And instance methods can access static variables and static methods directly. But it's not really vice versa, does not work. Static methods can access the static variables and static methods directly. And what I just said, static methods can't access instance methods and instance variables directly. They have to use a reference to an actual object. Oh, and static methods can't use the this keyword because remember when in Java, this refers to the current object. The same way how in Python self refers to the current object, in Java, it's the word this. So when you use the word this, you're referring to the current object. But for a static method, there is no current object because you're calling, like if you call the method without an object, there is no current object. So you can't use the this keyword. And then also final means the member cannot be changed. So if you have like final static variable, like you can't change that after. Oh, and if you make a method final, you can't change that method. So you can't extend that method, you can't override it. And yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this is just like a review. So throws keyword was used to declare that a method could throw one or some exceptions. So whenever you're writing a method and you know like there could be some sort of exception like from it, like for example, like an index out of bounds exception, you're expected to put the throws word in the declaration. So you would say like public static something throws index out of bounds exception because even though it might not happen, there's a possibility it can happen. So you put it there anyways, just to like make sure. And you can throw multiple, you can use throws for multiple exceptions. So. Yeah, something like this. So you know that since you're dealing with files, there could be a file like a IO exception. So you have to put throws IO exception because you know it could like come up. So you do have to put it. Okay, that's not for. Okay, so in Java, like you have to actually supply values for all the parameters. So there, oh yes, you would have to sometimes you can implement a default value per parameter. So one way is to just check. For example, if someone does not put anything for the name parameter, like the string name parameter, you could check if the name is equal to null, then you know like someone just didn't type in anything. Null is different than an empty string. An empty string is like you could like type something, but like it's just like doesn't have any length. So like if you just like type to like this, that's an empty string. Null is when you actually like there's nothing there, like you don't type in anything. So the object itself is null. So if and we use the equals usually because it just like works better in this case. But like yeah, if no one typed in anything, then you know like they just didn't type in anything, so you can like handle that accordingly. Okay, that's not. I don't. Okay, so they're saying in a class, one method has two overloaded forms. One form is defined as static and another form is defined as non-static. Is the method properly overloaded? Let's see what happens. So let's say we have public static. And they didn't say anything about the parameters, so I'm assuming the parameters are the same. And then let's say public. Public int one. Okay, so this is not correct. Because if you just change like the static, like the part that's not the actual like the method declaration, like it doesn't really, you need to like actually change the parameters, like the static and like the int stuff doesn't matter. Method overloading is you have to change the parameters. So this is false or like does not compile basically. Because what is it called? Overloading is compile time. So it depends on it like checks it at compile time. So this would be C. And also it's 7 p.m. now, so class is gonna be ending. And if you have any questions or anything, just stay after and like ask. But otherwise you're free to go and it's the last class. So yeah.